Hey guys, welcome to day 70. We hit the big 70. That's right, so 20 days left until we hit our first major goal of 90 days on the carnivore journey. And I just wanted to say thank you guys again for coming along. You guys are great. And for those new people, this is just my daily vlog of my carnivore journey. So if you're interested in that carnivore journey, hey, please subscribe, hang out with us. I give you whatever tips I can. I tell you how I feel, tell you what I ate. So let's begin today. Let's see. I'm trying to think of where the best to start out. I'm trying to think. Did I have a late night snack? I don't remember because sometimes on the weekends, late night snacks become a thing. um, but no, I did not. But today I did have some pepperoni. I had a few pieces of pepperoni. I happen to have some of that left over from earlier in the week. So I had that as a snack. And then for dinner, I had two salmon patties. So yeah, I wanted to eat clean. So I had, I mean, as clean as you can be. So, but I wanted something, fish, something not too heavy. I wanted to start cleaning up after a little bit of a dirty week. I wanted to start going a little more clean as we go into tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a lot closer to a clean BBB and E week this coming up week as we get into February in these last 20 days. So what can we expect for day 90? I don't know what the final results are, but I am going to look at weight, what weight did we lose? I'm going to talk about the journey. And I've got some photos before and after and kind of see how that progressed over 90 days. And so I'm excited about that. Again, 20 days, it seems quick. Like it's starting to go by pretty quick. But at the same time, I don't know if my results have stalled. Again, I'm not going to weigh myself every week. I don't feel like I've made any progression, but feelings can be a little different sometimes than actual measurements and all that good stuff. So my suggestion is take photos, take measurements, photos maybe a once a week or once every 2 weeks photo of your progression. I didn't quite do that, but I kind of wish I had done more of that. But I will have a few photos along the way so we can kind of see some things. I also have some weight statistics. I told you guys I've got like 11 years of weigh-in stuff. So we'll definitely talk about it. When we get to the 90 days, we'll probably have like a 90-day special. It'll be a longer episode. And we will, again, just go over all those things, my general thoughts, my plans forward, what my final conclusions are on 90 days of carnivore, things that I could have done better, could have done worse, whatever. I don't know. So we're going to discuss all of that day 90. But yeah, today, like I said, a couple salmon cakes. They were really good. And as you could tell by the picture, these things came out golden delicious, perfect. I fried them up in like a spoonful of bacon grease, and they just came out great. Probably 3 to 4 minutes per side in like a medium heat. I would put a lid on just for a little bit sometimes just to make sure they heated up thoroughly through the inside. And for those of you that want to know what went into my salmon cakes, I took the canned salmon, I drained it, and then and I didn't like mash the lid, like I didn't do like a hard press drain. I just drained it out pretty good, put it, and then dumped the contents into a bowl. I took a wooden spoon and sort of mashed everything up, and it kind of looked a lot more like tuna at that point, like tuna fish, like if you were making like a tuna fish salad or something. But yeah, I kind of mashed all that up, and I put. Well, I did two. Okay, so I did 2 cans tonight because my family, my son really enjoyed when I gave him a few bites of the salmon patties before when I shared some of it with him. So he was like, "Oh man, it's like I told him I would make him some. So tonight I made them, my wife and son, salmon patties, and myself. And I also made them mac and cheese and green beans. So that way they could have their sort of sad diet. Um, and I had just the salmon patties. But, anyways, so I did 2 cans. Now you can half this if you just want to do 1 can for yourself. I did 2 cans. I took a half a stick of butter and I softened it. I kept checking the microwave. I wanted to make sure it didn't really melt, but I wanted it soft, so it almost had like a mayonnaise consistency. I put the half stick of butter in there in the fish, you know, mashed up. And I did about a tablespoon of garlic. I want to say 2 teaspoons of salt, and and then probably about a half a cup of pork rind breadcrumbs. Now I probably could have did a little more. It seemed like it shaped really well, but they kind of was getting a little crumbly, so I probably needed just a little more. Oh, and 2 eggs, 1 egg per can. So and then like I said, then I did the pork rind crumbs, and I probably could have done a little more because I feel like I only did the same amount like I did for 1 can. So I probably should have doubled it. And so as far as how many, well, again, I had like a standard food processor, and I just filled it to the top with pork rinds. Grated them up till they were crumbs, or processed them. And I probably should have done that twice because now that looking back on it, I think I did that when I just did 1 can and used all of it. So I probably should have done that twice, fill it up twice, make crumbs, and then use that. And they probably would have stuck together, held together. They still came out like as you see in the photo. They still look okay, but they could have probably used a little more crumbs to stick together better. But as far as flavor wise goes, I think that was it. I think that's all I used. But they were great. And I fried them in bacon grease. But yeah, I mean, my wife liked them, my son loved them, and he cleaned his plate, loved and went back for his second one. Excuse me. And everything was great. So, but I just wanted to kind of pop in here real quick, give you guys a quick update, let you know how I feel. Today is another good day. I feel pretty good after eating yesterday. So, and as far as my poop today was, I did go potty, and it was sort of a half and half. Mostly solid though, so I'm just kind of giving you that, and again, and sometimes it just depends on how much fat you eat, and if maybe you started eating a little too much fat, it might be a little runnier. So that's kind of a good way to gauge whether you need to kind of cut back on your fats or add a little bit more. Anything else? I think that was it. If I'm trying to be honest with you, I can't think of anything else that I may have had. I told you about the pepperonis for a snack. And coffee, of course. Let you guys know I've been drinking my regular call. I've been sipping on it. I almost never finish this, by the way. So I keep putting 20 ounces, but in all honesty, I've probably been drinking like 15. But been coffee with a splash of heavy cream. As far as any kind of carnivore stuff, guys, just keep in mind that we all are in this together. Like I've said, there's different ways of doing carnivore. You have to find what's going to work for you. You just have to make sure, you got to do your best. And like I said, I've seen people do different things. I've had people suggestions. Oh, and speaking of suggestions, I get sidetracked here as I pick my teeth. The one of the suggestions, actually, a couple of you have mentioned some wraps. one person mentioned like the egg life wraps. Couldn't find those. And so I don't know if I have to order those, but I didn't find them anywhere. And then somebody told me about at Walmart in the cheese section, they had these uh dang it, these cheese wraps. And I don't remember, folios, I think they were called cheese folios. And I looked in my comments again while I was at Walmart, and I looked them up, and there was no Walmart near me that had them in stock, but I still checked everything. I still looked through Walmart, looked through all the fridges, I looked through the cheese section. Like I spent way too much time looking at all of the fridges, like the refrigerated section, looking for these things because they, according to the description, everything, they were a refrigerated item. And they were normally located in like the cheese section. So in the other place that was like an hour and a half drive for me. So I don't have, excuse me, I don't have those cheese wraps. So sorry. They sound really good. I'd love to try them. So I'm gonna have to kind of look at the egg life stuff, or like I'm gonna probably have to look at really making my own. But we don't, here in this area, in the Northeast Tennessee area, we don't seem to have, at least in the stores around here or that's close by, any good products. I think we have a Whole Foods now. A lot of people recommend Sam's for different things and cuts of meat or like bulk meat. Have Sam's Club, have that. I don't have a Costco. There's some things we just don't have, or if we do have Sam's, but I don't have a membership, you know, I may or may not do that in the future. I've been there before. I've been to Sam's a long time ago, so we'll see. But guys, thank you all so much for the support. I've had a lot of great comments. I'm excited. We got a long ways to go, folks. And if you guys are struggling, like I said, message me, and if anybody has Facebook, I can always reach out. Sorry for the yawning, man. I only got like 5 hours sleep, if that, because I stayed up almost all night long playing video games last night. But it was my night off, and you guys know I work a lot, so when I have my night off from all my jobs, or then it's just nice to sometimes get lost in a video game. And I just had a lot of fun last night, so didn't go to bed. All right, I didn't go to bed till like 8 in the morning, and then I'm not sure exactly when I fell asleep, because for some reason, as I was laying there, I was tired, but like everything was annoying me. You ever have that where you're just so tired and you want to fall asleep, you're tired, but you just can't because everything is like annoying you. And I had this air filter in my room, and it just sounded like a damn jet engine. It was like woo, and it's not really that loud, but for whatever reason, when you start hyper focusing on something, it just gets really loud, and it's just like, so. And where it's plugged in at, I didn't feel like trying to get to the plug because it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, and you got to kind of move the bed. And anyways, so we made do. Fell asleep finally. I set an alarm for 1 in the afternoon because I didn't want to sleep away the day. And been up, got to burn boxes. Like, we keep all of our cardboard set aside. We don't throw it in the trash. We have a place on the back porch, like 2 big old huge boxes, and we throw cardboard boxes in the boxes. And then, once every 3 months or so, when it's not too dry out, I'll go out back. We got a fire pit. I built a fire pit, and then like I'll burn what we call burn boxes. I'll burn a bunch of cardboard. Anyways, guys, we will see you tomorrow, day 71, and we are now entering into the teens of how many days left to hit our goal. All right, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you.